Debbie's here now. Call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
First of all, we would, the Land Acknowledgement, like to begin by acknowledging that we're in the Mi'kmaq, Meiji, the ancestry and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. First of all, I'd like to thank Ian for being here tonight, and Mr. Battis is in the back, and Earl Cameron is on our committee that's here to advise us maybe. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, the first thing is the approval of the agenda. Have a seconder? Regular moved and seconded. Everyone in favor say aye. Interminded, motion carried. Yeah, we can hear you, Robert. Okay. First of all, we can speak into the mics, but when we go to ask to speak, you're going to have to raise your hand because there's a flaw in this thing tonight. She's not working. So if you want to speak, please put up your hand and we'll try to acknowledge everyone who put their hand up first. If not, tune me up. Okay, business items or items requiring action, information is enclosed. Land use bylaw, agriculture amendments. Anybody in Blair, are you here to speak on to us, just to acknowledge? Okay, there's nobody else here that wants to speak. So we do have one submission by Josh Smith of 7013 Sunrise Trail, Pictou County. We all had a copy of that in our package. So somebody want to comment on that? Ian, do you want to go over that, what he said first, or was that advisable? Or?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I can just respond to that email that was received. The concern was about the effect on their property at 701 or 7103 Sunrise Trail. That property actually is under 5 acres in size. So when the change was made at the planning, or I guess at first reading, to increase the threshold for properties that were excluded from the A1 zone, that property would have been excluded at that time. So
okay,
that specific
so he's
property.
safe then, because he moved here from out west a few years ago, started up a very successful business, and he's renting right now, and I know he's going to expand to that property. So
yeah, so that property is under that 5 acre threshold, so it would be outside of the A1 zone
okay,
now.
good. Okay, any further questions on that? Okay, so oh, I didn't get that one. Okay, there's another one come in this afternoon. I didn't see it yet, so just bear with us. One from Joe that you sent. Do you want to speak on that, Joe? Or?
I think she's just concerned about if she's. I think the resident of District 1, she just is scared that her kennels and that stuff will be not allowed, but I think it should be a grandfathered in, should it?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Any lawfully existing use that predated the amendments would be considered non-conforming, sometimes referred to as grandfathered. So she would have protections under the Act. And more generally, this would not necessarily be a change from the current G1 zoning, which also does not allow standalone kennels. You can do animal care as a home occupation, which includes like doggy daycare, pet grooming, that sort of thing. But kennels would require the rural commercial zoning. But regardless, she would predate presumably both of the existing bylaw and these amendments, and would be non-conforming, grandfathered.
Thank you.
So that one's taken care of then? Okay. Anything further? Go ahead, Robert. Can you hear us, Robert? Yeah.
You hear us, Robert?
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody have a phone to call him? Go ahead, Randy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As the chairman of the Plan Advisory Committee, I'd like to thank Ian and Upland and the rest of his staff for guiding us through this process. It's never easy when you're doing something for the first time. And it's like any other document. It's not going to be perfect. But I think it's a starting point, and as we move forward, if there's changes that have to be made, the council of the day will have to make those changes, if they so wish. So, but I think this is a fairly good document. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I think moving forward, it gives us that starting point, and there'll definitely be changes to it. So, thank you, Ian, for all your hard work and the rest of your staff, and we really appreciate it. So, thank you.
Thanks, Randy. That comes from us all around here, Ian. Thank you. We'll wait to see if she can get a hold of Robert in case he had something to say. Back up. Okay. The mics are now working, so you don't have to flag your hand.
If I may, Mr. Chair, as
Yeah,
well,
go
while
ahead.
we're waiting for the warden. There was one other, I wouldn't call it an official submission probably to the public hearing, but we did have a response from the province who gave the amendments an initial review, and they were generally very pleased, I would say, with the changes. They had two comments. One was the range of uses permitted within the agricultural potential zone. They suggested that we tighten that up a little bit to be more focused on agriculture. The other, and as you know, as we went through this process and came up with that list, very much trying to reflect the rural nature of these areas, not just agriculture, but the rural nature of these areas and permitting uses. And the other the other suggestion was related to having the A1 zone or the proposed A1 zone allows shooting ranges and racetracks through the development agreement process. And they suggested some policy to consider agricultural soils when you make the decision about those development agreements. Any changes at this point would be substantive, and they would require another public hearing. You could make changes in response to these comments if you wished, and we would have another public hearing. Or the other option would be that when we submit these to the province for review, that we can respond to these comments and explain, why these choices were made, and hopefully that's a convincing piece. So I'll put that out there for discussion when we get to the motion later.
Okay. Any comments on that? Go ahead, Randy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, and I agree. I think that's where we'll address it is after if this gets approved through the second reading, then we address why we made those decisions at that time, so. Thank you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Robert. Good. Robert, do you have any comments to make? We agreed with the ones that were submitted by letter. The Josh Smith one is less than 5 acres, so it's okay. And the one that Joe took in from, whatever her name was here, Trudy, it's grandfathered in, so they're looked after. Do you have any other comments that you want to add at this time?
No, I'm sort of lost here, but that's all right, I understand who you're talking about.
Okay, thank you. So there's no further questions, or anybody wants, we can adjourn this meeting, I guess. We have nobody else that showed up, so I call this meeting adjourned.
hear you, Warden. Can you hear us? Okay. We're just getting ready to go.
We'll call our meeting to order. First of all, as usual, we'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. Our land acknowledgement is number 3. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in the Mi'kmaq Meiji, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Number 4, emergency resolutions. Anybody have an emergency resolution? Emergency resolution? Emergency resolution. Hearing none, we'll move on. We have approval of the agenda, please. Moved by Peter, seconded by Larry. Everyone in favor of the agenda being approved, say aye. Aye. Not reminded, motion carried. Errors or omissions, corrections to the minutes of June the 1st, 26. Any errors or omissions, corrections? Go ahead, Councillor MacDonald.
In the memory of Dennis Renowski and Alec, who's Georgine, they're just the spelling's wrong. There's one F off Renowski and an X in Alec.
Okay, we'll look after that. Any other corrections or omissions? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as presented with them corrections. Correspondence, letter from NRHS student regarding peaker plants. Any comments on that letter? Go ahead, Councillor Parker. Hit your button, Donnie.
We got you this time. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I received a handwritten letter here from a Northumberland Regional High School student sent to me by a well-respected teacher. His name is Karen Berselsky. It was back near the end of May, I believe the letter was dated. Student asked me to speak up about the 2 power plants that are proposed to be built in Salt Springs and Marsdale. And the student is very concerned. The one being built in Salt Springs is only 8 kilometers from their school, as well as 3 kilometers from the elementary school in Salt Springs. And the student is concerned about the environment and health impacts the power plant might cause. Quote from her letter here is, this is from a student in grade 10, so you're probably talking to somebody around the age of 16 or so. The quote from the letter is, "One big part is nobody asked our opinion, or if it was even okay to be put there." I would say that was asked by hundreds and hundreds of people in the community. It's the same question as a young student has put out there. Nobody asked for their opinion. Nobody asked if it was okay to be put there. They're just taking this and imposing it, basically. But these peaker plants are a big concern for a lot of the students. They wanted to have something down at the school, but it wasn't allowed because it's just not allowed at the school to have something like that, I guess. According to Matt O'Toole was telling me, the principal. But these are all young people who are going to have to, they're the ones who are going to have to live with these peaker plants if they get built for the next 30 years. So that's why they're concerned, you know, and I understand where they're coming from, but it's a battle. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Donnie. Any further comments on that correspondence? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Letter regarding the Northumberland Ferries. Any comments on that one? Go ahead, Robert. Thanks, Robert, and yes, we can hear you just like you're sitting in the room. Sorry, you can't hear us. But- Okay. Any further comments on the Northumberland Ferries? Go ahead, Darla.
Thank you very much, Deputy Warden. Robert kind of stole my thunder there and said everything I wanted to say too, and I agree 100% with him. It was really nice to have a letter that was so concise with all the details that we needed to know. It's nice to see that we do not only have 2 ferries, but a backup. And something else that I was really encouraged by was that the key design work, it says, was completed last summer. And it was my understanding that they had, said that they were not continuing with that any further. But to see that there is still a bit of a crack in the door is very promising. And hopefully, we will see a new ferry here eventually. But in the meantime, I'm very pleased to get this letter back, and it was very thoughtful words, and appreciate the Honourable Stephen McKinnon taking the time to write this letter to us. So it's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Darla. Any further comments? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Item 8, business items not requiring action, New Scotland Business Park. Do we have a report in our package? Any comments in the report? No comments? Okay, we'll move on to resolutions. Resolution 9.1, Resolution 2627 tax rate. Councillor MacKeil.
Thank you very much, Deputy Warden. Resolution for tax rates 2026-2027. Be it resolved by the Municipal Council that the estimated expenditures for the municipality of the County of Pictou for the fiscal period April 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 is approved in the amount of $32,612,296, and after making the allowance for estimated revenue in the amount of $11,252,784, the amount of $21,359,512 is required from general taxation of the assessed valuation of $2,389,950,950. Therefore, be it resolved, the tax rate for the fiscal period April 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 be set at 81.5 cents per $100 assessment for residential, and resource properties at $1.82.5 per $100 of assessment for commercial properties. And be it further resolved that the rates and taxes for the current period may be collected by warrant of distress without further notice if not paid on or before the 15th day of October 2026, with all costs and expenses on levy on all proceedings incidental thereto, and further, if the said taxes are not paid before the 15th day of October 2026, an additional penalty charge will be payable in accordance with the municipality's interest rate policies. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Darla MacKeil, and seconded by Councillor Chester Dewar.
Okay, we have a motion regularly moved and seconded. Questions on the motion? Questions on the motion? Questions on the motion? Okay, no, hearing none. Everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contraminded? Motion's carried. Resolution 9.2, our water utility budget. Councillor Palmer.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, water utility budget. Be resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou that council will authorize the water utility budget for the 2026-2027 fiscal year in the amount of $592,440. The same having been reviewed and approved by the Financial Service Committee of Council. Dated Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026. Moved by myself, Councillor Randy Palmer, and seconded by Councillor Joel MacDonald.
So seconded.
Okay, our water utility budget has been moved and seconded. Any questions on the budget for the water? Any water budget questions? Hearing none, everyone in favor, say aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. Resolution 9.3, our area rates, Councillor Wadden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Be it resolved, Council for the Municipality of the County of Pictou authorizes the rating and collection of area rates for streetlights, hydrant, fire protection, and sewer maintenance fees on applicable properties assessed in all districts as follows for the fiscal period 2026-2027. The type of area rate would be streetlights per $100 of assessment. The assessment rate would be 0.052 cents. For streetlights in Little Harbor Pictou Landing, it's 0.016 cents per $100 assessment. For streetlights in Abercrombie and Granton, it's 0.017 cents per $100 of assessment. Streetlights District 1, $9.09. Streetlights themselves are $49.35, and that's our flat rate. Hydrant protection, excuse me, for per property flat rate is $280. Hydrant fire protection for commercial is 44 cents per $100 of assessment, and hydrant fire protection institutional is 48 cents per $100 assessment. The sewer maintenance fee is per property flat rate of $375. And be it further resolved that all rates and taxes are set out above shall be due and paid to the treasurer on or before the 15th day of October 2026. If such rates and taxes are not paid by the 15th day of October 2026, an additional charge will be payable in accordance with the municipality's interest rate policy. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Deborah Wadden, and seconded by Councillor Joe MacDonald.
So seconded.
Okay, area rates resolution. Anyone, before we ask for the question, any questions on the resolution? Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, again, I won't support it because of the hydrant rates. I turned around and we've got so many hydrants that are not even working. I mean, we're finding out that, you know, especially out around Priestville and them places, and then we're having problems with the jail with stuff going on. So because of that, I won't be supporting it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Resolution? Everyone in favor, say aye. Contrary-minded, motion is carried. 1 nay. Mr. Boyles. 9.4, fire area rates, Councillor MacDonald.
Resolution fire area rates. Be it resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou, the council authorizes the rating and collection of the following rates on property assessed in the fire coverage areas throughout the municipality for the fiscal year of 2026-2027. These rates are per $100 assessment. Abercrombie, 12 cents. Elma, 9.8 cents. Barney's River, 19.5. Blue Mountain, 19.5. Caribou, 8.6. East River St. Mary's, 19.5. East River Valley, 19.5. Eureka, 13.3, Lindsay 16.2, Little Harbor 10 cents, Merigomish 17.4 cents, Pictou Landing 19.5, Plymouth 19, Liver John 10, Scottsburn 12.4, Thorburn 13.3, West River 14, and Trenton $60.45 per property. Be it further resolved that all rates and taxes are set out above shall be due and paid by the 15th day of October 2026. If such rates and taxes are not paid by the 15th day of October 2026, an additional charge will be payable in accordance with the municipality's interest rate policy. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, this the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Joe MacDonald, and seconded by Councillor Deborah Wadden.
Okay, it's regularly moved and seconded that our fire rates for 26-27. Any questions on the fire rates? Any questions? If not, everyone in favor say aye. Contraminded, motion carried. 9.5, East River Business Park tax rates. Councillor Turner.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, East River Business Park tax rates. Whereas New Scotland Business, Inc., the municipality of the County of Pictou, and the town of Glasgow have agreed that the tax rates for the East River Business Park should not exceed $1.89 per $100 of assessment as a residential rate and $2.90 per $100 of assessment as a commercial rate. And whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou has set the 2026-2027 tax rates at 0.815 per $100 of assessment as a residential rate and $1.82.5 per 100 as a commercial rate. Therefore be it resolved, the municipality of the County of Pictou authorizes council the rating and collection of an area rate for the East River Business Park for the fiscal period 2026-27 as follows. Residential rate, $1.075 per $100 of assessment. Commercial rate, $1.0.75 per $100 of assessment. Further be it resolved, all rates and taxes as set out above shall be due and paid to the treasurer on or before the 15th day of October 2026. If such rates and taxes are now paid by the 15th of October 2026, an additional charge will be payable in accordance with the municipal's interest rate policy. I think it should say not paid rather than now paid. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July 2026. Signed by myself, Councillor Larry Turner, and seconded by Councillor Peter Boyles.
Okay, resolution East River Business Park tax rates have moved and seconded. Any questions? Any questions? Hearing none, everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minded, motion carried. Resolution council grants 26-27, Councillor MacKeil.
Thank you very much, Deputy Warden. Resolution Council Grants 2026. Whereas numerous applications for funding were received and considered by the municipality of the County of Pictou's Grants Review Committee and Finance Committee during the preparation of the 2026 and 2027 general operating budget. Therefore, be it resolved that the municipality of the County of Pictou approve the payment of the following grants. I'm not going to read through them, but those grants are include a few categories of grant requests 2026. So those are community grants, community coordinator grants, recreation and cultural grants, community connectivity fund, for a grand total of grants of $504,418. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Darla MacKeil, and seconded by Councillor Randy Palmer.
Okay, regularly moved and seconded for council grants for 26-27. Any questions on the motion, resolution? Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, thank you. We had a spirited conversation about this at our committee meeting. Very disappointed. I can't support this motion, and of all people, not supporting community grants, it's hard for me not to, but we broke policy. We broke policy, and we ignored two communities that are ready to make improvements, both Plymouth and Lismore. The policy was clear, and it's a shame that these communities have been snubbed by this municipality this year, this council. Disappointment is an understatement when I broke the news to them. There's no good reason why they weren't allowed. That money is going to be rolled over till next year. There's $85,000 unspent in the community connectivity grant fund. And instead of spending that now with shovel-ready projects, those two communities are going to have to wait till next year, and they'll again have to compete with whoever else shows up with a project. It's I don't know what else to say. Very disappointed. I cannot support this motion, and we should be following policy, not breaking it.
Thank you. Any further comments? Councillor Wadden?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too can't support this resolution. I think that it wasn't the correct thing to do. The money is there. They were legitimate requests for those two community requests. So I just, for the life of me, can't understand why it was turned down. And it didn't affect our tax rate either, because we already have that money set aside for these projects. So I think we did a good injustice, a great injustice to these communities that were ready to move forward with the project. So for that reason, I won't be supporting the grant resolution. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Wadden. Any further comments? If there is, put your hand up, because your name's not coming up here for some reason. Okay, any further comments? None? Call for the question. Everyone in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Counterminded? Nay. 2 nays? Okay, 2 nays. Thank you. Item number 9.7, sheep valuers. Councillor Dewar.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution, sheep valuers. Whereas Section 9.1 of the Sheep Protection Act provides for the annual appointment of sheep valuers. Whereas appointments to this office have been made throughout the various districts of the County of Pictou. Whereas in accordance with the Statute of Nova Scotia, these appointments require the approval of council. Therefore, be it resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou, and council approves the appointments of the following sheep valuers for 2026-27. District 2, Alan Keith. District 3, William Ferguson. District 12, Willard MacDonald. Dated at Pictou, NS, the 6th day of July 2026. Signed by myself, Councillor Chester Dewar, and seconded by Councillor Darla MacKeil.
Thank you. So the resolution for sheep valuers. Any questions on the resolution? Any questions on the resolution? None. Everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. Item number 9.8, resolution, second reading of the land use bylaw, agriculture land amendments. Councillor Palmer.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, second reading, land use bylaw and the municipal planning strategy, agricultural land amendments. Whereas Council of the Municipality of the County of Pictou has received proposed amendments to the municipal planning strategy and land use bylaw intended to support and protect agricultural land and agricultural activities within the municipality. And whereas the proposed amendments include the creation of an agricultural potential A1 zone, the establishment of a topsoil overlay and limited subdivision overlay, provisions respecting agricultural land protection and associated mapping and zoning amendments. And whereas Council has completed the first reading of these amendments and has conducted a public participation process, including a duly advertised public hearing in accordance with the requirements of the Municipal Government Act. And whereas Council has considered submissions received from the public, Planning Advisory Committee, staff recommendations, and the objectives of the Statement of Provincial Interest regarding agricultural land. Therefore, be it resolved that Council gives second reading to the amendments to the Municipal Planning Strategy and Land Use Bylaw as outlined in the document titled Municipality of Pictou County Agricultural Policy Amendments, drafted, dated June 1st, 2026, including the establishment of an agricultural potential A1 zone and associated policies and regulations, the establishment of topsoil overlay to identify and protect high-value agricultural soils, the establishment of limited subdivision overlay to limit subdivision activities on actively farmed lands and Class 2 agricultural soils, amendments to permit uses, development standards, overlays, and zoning schedules, and the rezoning of land identified in Appendix B from the Rural General G1 zone to the Agricultural Potential A1 zone. And further be resolved that these amendments shall come into effect upon the council by approval of council and publication in accordance with the Municipal Government Act. Dated Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026. Moved by myself, Councillor Randy Palmer, and seconded by Councillor Ronnie Baillie.
Heard the resolution of the second reading of the land use bylaw. Any questions? Go ahead, Robert.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment, I guess. I think this plan that we're putting into action tonight is something that will serve the county for a long ways in the future. It's not about today. It's about 10 years, 20 years, maybe 50 years down the road, when maybe our food supply is much different than it is now, and we don't have all the land covered with concrete or something that we can no longer work that land. And while it was the provincial government that forced us into doing this, other than the topsoil motion, it is still a good piece of legislation. And I'm pleased that we, consulted heavily with the public. I believe there were 10 different meetings, including 2 virtual ones. People certainly had their opportunity to speak up, and those who come out to the meetings, I think we're generally in agreement after we hashed around for a while what to do. So I think it has had a lot of public support. I'm sure there's some people that are worried about how it affects them personally, but as the upland has said on many occasions, this is a working document. This can be changed over the years if we feel it's not protecting the land enough, or if we feel it's too restrictive. It is a working document, but at the end of the day, this should save much of our agricultural land in Pictou County, and be great for the councils of the future. So I think it's a milestone night for this county. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Warden. Any further questions or comments? Randy, go ahead.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. As I stated in the public hearing, I just wanted to say it again that on behalf of the Land Advisory Committee and this council, I'd like to thank Ian and his staff in Upland for helping us through this process. It wasn't an easy process when you're telling people what they can do with their land. So, as the warden said, we had public consultation and public hearings and things like that. So, people did have a chance to say, but it's like anything. A lot of people don't take notice until it affects them. So, I know it's like the warden said, it's a living document, and it's our first time at this, so it's not going to be perfect. We're going to come up with issues in the future that this council or a future council will have to deal with, but at least we have a starting point. And so, again, thank you, Ian, and your staff for everything that you did for us, and we might be working with you again in the future, maybe. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Any further questions or comments? Go ahead, Joe.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Ian, this limiting subdivisions activity on Class 2 soil, so Class 3 and 4 is not limited, are they?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the limited subdivision overlay applies to Class 2 and then actively farmed lower classes. So not non-farm Class 3 or Class 4, as currently defined, or as currently mapped, essentially.
Welcome. Any further questions, comments? Okay. Hearing none, everyone in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. And again, thank you, Ian. Resolution 99, District 2 Municipal Service Grants, Councillor Wadden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Be it resolved, the municipality of County of Pictou approve the following municipal service grants for District 2. The Celtic Chorus Women's A Cappella Chorus, $1,500 for programming costs, and the Woodburn Cemetery, $3,000 for cemetery improvements and stone repair, for a total of $4,500. dated Pictou, Nova Scotia on the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Deborah Wadden, and seconded by Councillor Joe MacDonald.
So seconded.
Thank you. Any questions on the resolution? Any questions? Hearing none, everyone say aye for it. Contrary-minded, motion carried. Resolution District 4, Municipal Service Grant, Councillor Baillie.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Municipal Service Grant District 4, be it resolved that the municipality of the County of Pictou approve the following municipal service grants for District 4. There's 10 of them there. I'm not going to read them. They're all in front of you, and were all approved at the ratepayers meeting for a total of $18,840, dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia on the 6th day of July 2026, moved by myself, Ronnie Baillie, second by Councillor Parker.
So seconded.
Thank you, Ron. Any questions on the resolution? No questions. Everyone in favor, say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. District 5, Municipal Service Grant, Councillor Thompson.
Grants District 5, be it resolved, the municipality of the County of Pictou approve the following municipal service grants for District 5. Bethel Presbyterian Church, $10,000 for propane for furnace. Linesbrook Hall Society, $9,500 for an electric sign. Meadowville Poplar Hill Hall, $4,692 for stackable chairs. Elmfield Hall Street Light, $40 yearly cost. Meadowville Hall Street Light, $40 yearly cost. Total $24,272. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia on the 6th day of July 2026. Signed by myself and seconded by Councillor Chester Dewar.
So seconded.
Thank you, Andy, for doing that for me. Any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, motion is carried. Resolution District Number 7, Municipal Service Grants, Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution Municipal Service Grants District 7. Be it resolved, the municipality of the County of Pictou approve the following municipal service grants for District 7. I'm not going to name them all. There's 10 of them in front of you there. They're all approved at the municipal service grant meeting. The total is $29,010. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia on the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Donald Parker, seconded by Councillor Ronald Baillie.
Thank you, Donnie. Any questions on District 7, Municipal Service Grant? Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. District 9, Municipal Service Grants, Councillor Boyles. Peter?
Resolution, Municipal Service Grants District 9. Be it resolved, the municipality of the County of Pictou approve the following municipal service grants for District 9. The Hillside Cemetery, $2,000 maintenance. Hillside Community Society, $9,000 parking lot extension and painting hall repairs. Lineage Fire Department, $9,000, 5 sets of turnout gear. Pictou County Arm Wrestling Association, $1,000, new equipment for club. Women's alike Elbers, a river for the boat races there, the $1,000 for operations, total of $22,000, dated Pictou, Nova Scotia on the 6th day of July 2006, signed by myself, Councillor Peter Boyles, and seconded by Councillor Larry Turner.
I'll second.
Thank you, Peter. Any questions on the District 9 grants? Everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. 914, Pictou County Forest School tax receipts. Councillor Wadden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou is registered with the Canadian Revenue Agency as a qualified donee, whereas the Income Tax Act permits qualified donees to issue official donation receipts for income tax purposes. Whereas the Pictou County Forest School has requested that the municipality receive donations for the Jane Goodall Forest School Fund and issue a charitable tax receipt to the donors. Whereas the funds are intended to support environmental and outdoor education programming within Pictou County, therefore be it resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou that council authorize the collection of charitable donations on behalf of the Pictou County Forest School and the issuance of a charitable tax receipt for the same, and that the funds be remitted to the organization for its intended purpose. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, this 6th day of July, 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Deborah Wadden, and seconded by Councillor Joe MacDonald.
Thank you, Debbie. Any questions on the resolution for the tax receipts? Everyone in favor, say aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. Resolution MOPC Community Hall Internet Program Applications. Councillor Dewar.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Warden. Resolution Community Hall Internet Program Policy. Whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou has established a Community Hall Internet Program Policy to provide free internet service to eligible community organizations. Whereas 3 applications have been received requesting a waiver of fees for the MOPC network internet services. Whereas all the applicants have been recommended to be part of the program by the Financial Services Committee. Therefore, be it resolved that council approves the following halls for the Community Hall Internet Program Policy: River John and District Lions Club, Meadowville, Popple Hill Community Hall, Burnish River Station School Museum. Dated at Pictou, NS, the 6th day of July 2026. Signed by myself, Councillor Chester Dewar, and seconded by Councillor Andy Thompson.
So seconded?
Thank you, Chester. Any questions on the program applications? Hearing none, everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Supply a new municipal vehicle. Councillor Turner.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, supply vehicle for rural broadband project. Whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou issued a request for quotations for the supply of a new municipal vehicle to support the operations of the MOPC network team. Whereas the vehicle is required to support operational needs, including community outreach, customer engagement, transportation of staff and materials, and improving efficiency and safety in service delivery. Whereas quotations were received and evaluated based on overall value, including costs, specifications, warranty, delivery, and operational suitability. Whereas staff have recommended the purchase of a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox EV from Heron Chevrolet in the amount of $48,563.50 plus applicable HST as the best overall value to the municipality. Whereas funding for this purchase has been provided within the approved 2025-26 capital budget under the Vehicle Replacement Program, therefore be it resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou that council approve the award of the purchase of one new 2026 Chevrolet Equinox EV to Heron Chevrolet in the amount of $48,563.50 plus applicable HST, with funding to be provided from the approved 2025-26 capital budget, dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Larry Turner, and seconded by Councillor Peter Boyles.
Thank you. Any questions on the resolution for the supply of new municipal vehicle? Go ahead. Randy?
Is it coming out of last year's budget?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Seeing none, everyone in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, motion carried. Resolution Atlantic Canada FireFit Regional Championship Sponsorship. Councillor Palmer?
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, Atlantic Canada FireFit Regional Championship Sponsorship. Whereas the Pictou County Firefighters Association is hosting the Atlantic Canada FireFit Regional Championships in Pictou County on August 29th to 30th, 2026. Whereas the FireFit Championship showcase firefighter skills and athleticism and attracts participants and visitors from across Atlantic Canada and beyond, contributing to the local economy and community profile. Whereas the Pictou County Firefighters Association has requested sponsorship support, and a contribution of $2,500 qualifies as a Level 1 Fire Chief sponsorship to assist in hosting the event. Therefore, be resolved by the municipality of the County of Pictou that Council approves $2,500 sponsorship to the Pictou County Firefighters Association in support of the 2026 Atlantic Canada FireFit Regional Championship, with funding to be provided from the 2026-2027 municipal budget. Dated Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026. Moved by myself, Councillor Randy Palmer, and seconded by Councillor Joel MacDonald.
So seconded.
Thank you. Any questions on the resolution? No questions? Everyone in favor, say aye. Aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Resolution, Committee of Council Policy Update. Councillor Wadden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution, Committees of Council Policy 2026-0602. Whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou has established a Committee of Council Policy, including provisions for the Audit Committee, whereas Section 9.2 of the policy permits Council to amend the committee structure by resolution, whereas Council wishes to update the Audit Committee composition by increasing the number of citizen representatives by 1, therefore be it resolved that Council adopt the amended Audit Committee policy to increase the number of citizen members on the Audit Committee from 4 to 5, thereby adjusting the total committee membership accordingly. And further be it resolved that all other provisions of the Audit Committee policy remain unchanged and previous policies for the committees of Council be repealed. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Deborah Wadden, and seconded by Councillor Joe MacDonald.
So seconded.
Thank you. Any questions on the Committee of Council Policy Updates? Seeing none, everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Again, Councillor Wadden, nominations to the Municipal Audit Committee.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. Resolution, Municipal Audit Committee nominations. Whereas the Committee of Council Policy provides that citizen members of committees are to be appointed by Council, whereas vacancies exist for citizen representatives on the Audit Committee, whereas applications have been received from 2 qualified candidates have been recommended for appointment for a 2-year term ending March 31st, 2028. Therefore, be it resolved that Council appoint the following individuals as citizen members of the Audit Committee for a term in accordance with the policy: Lindsay MacDonald and Sarah McKinnon. And further be it resolved that these appointments take effect immediately upon approval by Council. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Deborah Wadden, and seconded by Councillor Joe MacDonald.
So seconded.
Thank you. Any questions on the nomination of the Audit Committee? Go ahead, Randy.
I'd like to declare a conflict.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, everyone in favor say aye. Contrary minded, motion is carried. Fire Inspector appointment, Councillor Thompson.
Inspector. Whereas the municipality of the County of Pictou is authorized under applicable provincial legislation to appoint fire inspectors for the purpose of enforcing fire safety regulations within the municipality, and whereas Council deems it necessary to appoint a qualified individual to carry out these duties, be it resolved that Council hereby appoints Dalton Pearl as fire inspector for the municipality of the County of Pictou with authority to enforce all applicable fire safety regulations, bylaws, and provincial legislation. And further be it resolved that the previous appointment of Jason LaGreca as fire inspector is hereby repealed and rescinded effective immediately. And further be it resolved that this appointment shall take effect on this date and shall remain in force until otherwise amended or repealed by Council. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Chester Dewar.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on the resolution for the fire inspector appointment? Joe? Your light's on. Oh, okay. Everyone in favor of the resolution, say aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Bylaw Enforcement Officer appointment, Councillor MacDonald.
Whereas the municipality of Pictou County of Pictou is authorized under the law of the province and of Nova Scotia to appoint bylaw enforcement officers for the purpose of administering and enforcing municipal bylaws. And whereas the council deems it necessary to appoint qualified individual to carry out these duties in the interest of the public safety and regulatory compliance. Be it resolved, the council hereby appoints Paul Smith as bylaw enforcement officer for the municipality of the county of Pictou, and furthermore be resolved that the bylaw enforcement officer shall have the authority to enforce all applicable municipal bylaws and all relevant provincial legislation within the jurisdiction of the municipality in accordance to the applicable laws and policies. And further be it resolved that the appointment shall take effect on this date and shall remain in force until revoked by council or otherwise terminated in accordance to the municipal policy. Dated to Pictou, Nova Scotia, this the 16th of July, 2026, signed by myself, Joe MacDonald, and seconded by Councillor Randy Palmer.
So second. Thank you. Any questions on the bylaw enforcement officer appointment? Any questions? Hearing none, everyone in favor say aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Resolution signing authority, Councillor MacKeil.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Resolution, whereas there's been recent staffing changes within the municipality that have impact on the signing authorities with municipality's financial institution. Whereas the financial institution requires direction from the Chief Administrative Officer as the administrator of the accounts on who is authorized to sign on the accounts. Therefore, be it resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer issue direction to the municipality of the County of Pictou's financial institution, the Royal Bank of Canada, that the following people have signing authority. For elected representatives, Warden Parker, Robert Parker, and Deputy Warden Wayne Murray. For administrative representatives, Brian Cullen, Chief Administrative Officer, Sue-Ann Music, Director of Corporate Services, and Rihanna McNair, Director of Business Operations. And further be it resolved that the signing of financial transactions requires the signature of one elected representative and one administrative representative. Dated at Pictou, Nova Scotia, the 6th day of July, 2026, signed by myself, Councillor Darla MacKeil, and seconded by Councillor Peter Boyles.
Thank you. Any questions on the signing authority resolution? Any questions? Everyone in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Speed sign concerns, Councillor Boyles, here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've got a few residents that came to me, and what they're worrying about is these old roads they're narrow, some of them, and some of them are speed signs were put on them, or limits were put on them years and years ago, and not for the vehicles of today. And like the Evan MacDonald Road is one that they come in, they said the speed in there is ungodly. They even got their phones, and they have pictures of the and videos of how fast the cars are going by and everything. And the John Campbell Road, we've been after that to get speed signs up on that and a lowered speed sign, and they said take a year. That was 3 years ago, and we still haven't got nothing. It's something that they're very concerned of. They'd like us to, and I'm making a motion that we send a letter to the powers that be and ask them, is there any way they could look into this and look into getting the speed signs, put up, and maybe looking at some of them that should be lowered, so that the RCMP, or what they're telling me is that say John Campbell Road. There's no speed sign on it. So they turn around, they go out there, people go 80 mile an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, but it's only supposed to be a 70. And then you got the one going up MacKeil Road. It's a 60, but there's nothing on the MacDonald Road. So if they could get some signs up and get these things regulated, so then the Mounties can say, okay, there's the sign. It's not 80 kilometers an hour, but we all know that that's what it says in our book when we take our license. If it's not posted, it's 80 kilometers an hour. So I just asking if we could write the powers to be and ask them could they look at this for us and see if something can be done. Thank you.
Okay, do we have a seconder for that motion? Seconded by Councillor Parker, Don Parker. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, generator expense, Councillor Boyles?
Yeah, on that, it's just for information. I just wanted people to know. We ran into it at the Hillside Hall, and I thought, it'd be good to let everybody know here in case they run into it. I don't know. We got ours from McGillivray Fuels is where we got our generator from, and I guess it's a Cody or something like that, and it's Generex, but it's Cody or Made or something. When I was away in Edmonton, it went on the blink, and so they told me, they said it's not working. So every Monday at 12 o'clock, it comes on. So I went up on a Monday to look. Nothing ever come on. So I went up to Miguel Reese and I said, can you get something done to check it out? They said, yeah. Well, they said, send some are the ones that put it in. So they're the ones we had to go through to get them to come and to look at it and see what's wrong. So they called me, they said, yeah, we'll send you out an estimate. Well, as you seen the estimate, it was in the package. Just for them to come and look at it was 600 and can't even see anymore. It was 564.30. Now that's just for them to come and look at it, and if there's any other parts, anything else needed, that's I'm just thinking some of the halls, if they had to pay that, there's something wrong. What I did was I got a hold of somebody that knows something about it, and found out that one of the kids or something around at the Sunday school or something shut the gas off. So that's all that was wrong with it. Well, we would have been paying this $500 and some, if we hadn't had somebody come look at it. Also, as you can see on the maintenance one off it, you can put in for a maintenance to be done, and it was $700 and some a year, and you have to sign a contract for 3 years. So every year, $700 and some. Then you got your tanks. We know what we pay for our tanks and that. So I just thought I would, just give it for information, just to let people aware that, especially little community halls that are finding it hard to really maintain. If they get hit with bills like this, it's not going to be good. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. That's very good information we can put out to the halls for sure. Evan, do you want to comment on that? Is there somebody locally that could do that without them coming in, or is that a fair question to ask you?
Yeah, no, it would have to be the specific installer because it falls under some of their warranty guidelines and things like
Right.
that. And if you were to stray from that, you'd risk some of
After
your
warranty, they'd be okay.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
open the floodgates then, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Canada Post changes to Merigomish Post Office. Councillor MacDonald.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Canadian Postmasters and Assistants Association contacted me that told me that they were going to have assessment on the Merigomish Post Office, and they're proposal is to reduce the hours from 30 hours per week to 20 hours per week. And a formal consultation between the Canada Post and the CPAA is expected in the mid-July. They would like a letter from the council asking for these hours not to be reduced. It's the only post office in District 1 right now, and I know we miss the one in Kensville. We get our mail a day later because it goes to Antigonish first now, and it's just, it'll be hard to find somebody to do 20 hours per week and not a full-time job. So I ask everybody for their support for this letter to be sent.
I'll second it. Okay, it's regularly moved and seconded that we send a letter in support of the post office in Merigomish. Any questions on the motion? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Darla.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. I will be supporting this motion. I think that it's crazy that there's only one post office in District 1. And that I know my parents received a parcel and had to go all the way to Antigonish to receive it. So, I mean, nothing wrong with Antigonish, love Antigonish, but it's not in our county. And it's, you know, it's quite a drive. So I think that we need to fight to keep this open. I think it's important to our rural way of life and definitely to the residents that use this. So I will be in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter?
Yeah, I'll also be supporting it, but I was talking to them today. I just wanted to let Joe know that there's a number. I have a number that they want to change some boxes in our district, and I called them and told them the place they're at is dangerous. It's a dead-end street. It's narrow. There's no turning spot. They have to go in. So they're going to look into doing something there. And I'm just, if Joe wants that number, I can give it to you. Okay.
Thank you. Chester?
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Warden. I think any of us that have post offices in our area, we might as well get ready for this because it's going to happen in Hopewell, River John, Scottsboro, everywhere. So maybe we could make them for them all. As they have meetings, et cetera, et cetera. As we remember a few years ago, they were going to cut out rural delivery and they sent people down from New Brunswick to drive around and find safe places. My mailbox that was in one spot for 75 years had to go to the other side of the driveway because it wasn't safe, and there's very few cars on the road, but it all has to do with cutting back. So they were going to put something safe in to get your mail. They put it on the bank of the river behind St. Columba Church. I cannot believe that there hasn't been somebody landed in that river yet in the wintertime. But anyway, it's all about safety, and I don't know where they get their education about safety. But in different places, it is kind of spooky where they put the boxes, quite dangerous. But anyway, this is going to come to us all, so I'm certainly in support of leaving everything the same in Merigomish. It's a long way from Merigomish to all out the country, everything R3, Barnish River, and up Moose River, that's all to do with Merigomish. So I'll certainly be supporting your motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Go ahead, Robert. Oh, just a second.
Rural people of this country are losing a service that is
Thank you. Sorry, Ronnie, I didn't see you there. Ronnie?
No problem. Thank you, Deputy Warden. Just in Councillor Dewar's suggestion there, is it okay with the mover and seconder that we add all the post office? Because it's just going to be a mushrooming effect once they start it, so.
Okay. They're in agreements.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Wadden?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just wondering who all is going to receive the letter, who we planning on sending it out to. I would like to think Sean Fraser would get a copy of it, even though he's not with the post office. He is our MP, and he's actually from the Merigomish area, so.
Right. Any idea, Ron? Or Joanne? We go to the minister or Joe, do you know who you want to?
They just wanted it to take it to their, what the heck was it, a union, and have their, at their meeting with Canada Post, but it won't hurt one. It won't hurt one bit to send it to our local MP and the person that's looking after the Canada Post.
Okay,
Thank you.
does that agree? Okay, everyone in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Do you mind it? Motion's carried. Okay, Robert, you gonna handle this one? You well enough to do that?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the one on the sheriff?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, as I stated in, when I sent this around there, this came up at a regional chairs meeting with all the landfill states in the province, and it's been on the agenda many times there. These are super dangerous, the dirt that are, somebody was throwing in garbage bags, and somebody somewhere is doing sorting and this stuff, and they wear all kinds of protection, but still from time to time, people get
Okay, it's regularly moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? Any questions? Hearing none, everyone say for it, say aye. Against? Motion carried. Thank you, Robert. Item 10, deferred business. Any deferred business? None? Okay, motions of reconsideration. No motions of reconsideration. Community announcements. Any community announcements? Peter, go ahead.
Two. One is on the 17th of this month at the Hillside Hall, we'll be having our summer, or I shouldn't say summer, we'll be having our July Jam. For the summer, we just have one each month until September, and then we'll start them up regular. But the 17th, the same time, from 6:30 till 9, at the Hillside Hall. And the other one I'd like to do, I'd just like to run is we did give some money to the arm wrestling club there, the Pictou County Arm Wrestling Club. That's their home base is in the basement off the Hillside Hall, and they're building like a good clientele of people that's getting involved. And as I mentioned earlier, they went to the Nationals this year, and they come back with 2 or 3 championship trophies that like first place and that. So it's really something's going. So I just want to shout out to them. Congratulations on a job well done. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Don Parker. Whoops, sorry, Joe. It's not coming up on my screen. So. There it is.
District 1's community or yard sale goes this Saturday, 9 a.m. It's mainly on Route 245. There's community centers taking part in it, and 2 farmer markets on Friday night, 4 to 7, the old cooperative market at the Barnish River School Museum, and on Sundays, every Fridays too, from 10 to 1, the farmers market, and lunch is served at the Merigomish Community Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Parker?
Thank you, Deputy Warden. The West River Fire Department's having a Community Appreciation Day. It's at John's Country Canteen. That's a convenience store my brother runs out in Central West River there. But the West River Fire Department serves a large part of District 7. Excuse me, the other part would be served by Alma and some out of Eureka there. But this is always a big event every year. They draw a large crowd, and it's just the fire department thanking the community for their support. So it's on July 11th from 12 to 4. The kids have a great time because I have all kinds of kids slip and slides, bouncy houses, face painting, dunk tank, all kinds of good stuff. Thank you, Deputy Warden.
Thank you, Donnie. Andy?
Yeah, thank you. I had no place to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it here because other people have done this in the past. But at our last budget meeting, at the very end of the meeting, we had a conversation started about the internet project. I got a couple questions. One of them was, is that last year we had a hastily put together motion at the end of the budget to cover some of the costs with our any surplus money. Is that now baked into the budget? Because right now, the information I got at the last meeting, there's an estimated on operations in the next fiscal year. Under a number of.
Just hang on, we got a community, or a point of order.
Yeah. Well, everybody else does it in this room. I want to know how we're going to deal with the $2.3 million projected deficit in the operation.
Point of order. This is not a community announcement. Sorry. We'll
Well-
have to put that on an agenda for one of our next meetings.
Okay, I'll put it on the
Okay?
agenda.
Sorry, but that's the way
But-
it is.
but-
No, not under my rule, there's not.
Yeah, but we were
No.
shared, there was information shared with us last
The
meeting, and it
conversation
wasn't on this
has
meeting.
ended. I'm sorry, Councillor Thompson, it has ended. We'll ask you to put that on a future meeting. Thank you. Councillor MacKeil.
So my community announcement is for the Caribou District Fire Department. We're having our annual lobster dinner on Saturday, August 8th, and it's $20, and it includes a 1-pound lobster, homemade potato salad, coleslaw, roll, tomato and cucumber, and dessert. And it's takeout only and pre-order only. It's been selling out. So I would advise you that if you would like a lobster, that you get on the ball, because it's been selling out earlier and earlier, and to truth be known, I didn't even get one last year. I was too late. So you can call 759-0686 Diane, and you can order your lobster there. So thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. There's one I missed here. The Waterville Recreation Center, which hasn't operated in about 14 years, is ready to go again here, which is great news for that area. It's up in the corner of my district, but it's in an area that's quite a long ways away from any other community halls, and they've been working diligently up there, a whole group of volunteers trying to get it, back up to running grade, we'll call it. But they've done a ton of work, so they're having a open house on July 26th from 1 to 3. It's at 118 Cove Road. There's free hot dogs, 50/50 volunteer sign-up list. But it should be great because it's been so long, and that place used to just be a major concern one time. There's all kinds of, when I was young, that was every weekend there was stuff going on there. So I just want to announce that it's July 26th and 1 to 3. Thank you, Deputy Warden.
Okay, thank you. Any further announcements? No further announcements. I call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.